Hey Moon Magic family, welcome back to the channel. Now today we are doing Archangel Michael readings, full Archangel Michael readings. I've been doing some shorts and Archangel Michael just seems to be coming through so much, perhaps because we are going through so much transition, so much upheaval, but I really had such a strong calling to do some full big Archangel Michael readings. Now we're going to use the Keepers of the Light Oracle cards as the first card to guide you in. So let's see what we have here. We have reading 1, the Miriam, Sacred Vision. This is the first card to help to guide you in. We'll also draw some runes and some charms as well. So the Miriam, Sacred Vision is reading 1. There we have card, I'm seeing this for reading 2. Reading 2, El Moira, Awakening Presence. And reading number 3. I'm seeing this card. Reading number 3, Holy Amethyst, Divine Alchemy. So those are our 3 cards to guide you into the 3 readings. You may find that more than one is speaking to you. That can often happen. If it is, then do just follow through with your intuition. Let's draw runes for each as well. So reading 1, you have the rune of journey. Reading 2, you have the rune of defense. And reading 3, you have the rune of the self. Okay, and let's draw some charms as well. Reading 1, you have the feather. This is a particularly pointed feather. It's very sword-like actually. Okay, reading 2, you have the fishbone. And reading 3, you have the key. It's a key with a skull on it. Okay. Super souls, I will leave the video running for a few minutes, or it will be a few minutes, just to give you a little bit of extra time, quiet, stillness, to see which reading or readings you're guided into. I will put the timestamps in the description box, and also I'll put them in a pinned comment for phone users, and I will actually list all of the tarot cards and the oracle cards that I'm using today. They're all associated with Archangel Michael and the archangels, or indeed the Keepers of the Light here as well. Super souls, I will see you in the readings in just a moment. Hey, reading number 1, welcome. You have the rune of Gateway, Thurizaz, and you have this very direct, clear sword-shaped feather. I'm always trying to pick it up here. I always see this little feather as being suggesting that we need to cut some cords in some way. And the Miriam, Sacred Vision, it's a card that is about either grieving or grievance, sometimes letting go, forgiving. There's a process here. Choose to forgive in order to heal. See the light in all. Remember that love has no boundaries. So this is an Archangel Michael reading. We're asking for guidance, information, messages from Archangel Michael. Your primary card, though, is suggesting that there is something that needs to be moved beyond or let go of, laid to rest. The rune of Gateway is a very interesting rune because it does also suggest a need to shift your perspective to a space of gratitude. I always think of it as climbing up to the very top of a mountain and then pausing and sitting and looking back over all of the circumstances that have led you to where you are today, and then sort of leaning into a space of gratitude really for all the learning, even from the tough stuff. And because you're then centered in a space of gratitude, you can kind of pass through the gateway and move on and move beyond. So there's some energy around you of moving on from something. Do you know, there's something really shining out here. I'm just going to reach across for a moment. I'm going to get an angel. I have a row of angels to one side here. This is the one I wanted to get. This is a white quartz angel, and there's your first card as well. White quartz is, I want to say it almost repels negativity. It's like incoming energy that's negative. Honestly, it just bounces it off. And I feel like you guys are needing that kind of protection, that kind of energy, the ability to let something, it's like water off a duck's back in terms of negative energy. And I do feel something quite strong has been going on around you. It's caused you to feel embroiled in something, and there's a need to bring you back into balance and to not be affected by something anymore. Energy healing work, look at that. Thank you for sending healing energy to me and through me for my own blessings and for those around me. Thank you for connecting me to loving and high integrity healers and teachers of energy healing modalities. So there is a real need. It's really interesting. That card popped out just as I was then being really drawn to this angel. I feel you've been very affected by somebody else's toxicity, however that arrived in your world. What else does Archangel Michael tell us? Positive thoughts create positive results. Thank you, Archangel Michael, coming through here very strongly. Shield yourself. This is again about shielding yourself from the energy of others, other people's stuff, other people's toxicity. Believe and trust. Before going to sleep tonight, say, Archangel Michael, please enter my dreams and replace fear with faith and trust. Let me be filled with strength, courage and confidence. I feel that not only have you been affected by somebody else's toxicity, but I think you're trying to work out how to detach yourself from it. That's really the message that's coming through here. And Archangel Michael is really giving you information here about how to achieve that, how to navigate through and beyond. Believe and trust that the outcome can be positive for all concerned. Shield yourself. This is this white quartz angel coming in here. Archangel Michael, the prayer. I ask you to protect me, my loved ones, my vehicle and my home with your powerful shield. Surround us in your purple light, which allows only pure love to penetrate. This does the same. Please stay with me day and night and keep my loved ones safe, and you can name the specific people or situation. And here we are, divine love and wisdom. I call upon you now. I know that my mind and emotions are eternally and continuously connected to you. I ask my higher self to be aware and conscious of the love and light that is within every person and every situation. This is really interesting. There's a real recognition and a validation here that you actually are being affected by somebody else's negativity. That's completely real. I don't think it's just a past situation. I think it's around you, and I think you're really struggling to stay on course, to not be affected by the negativity or the toxicity of somebody else and the world that they themselves are creating. I suspect you probably have some days when you're in balance and you're able to have a good perspective on it, and other days when actually you really can't. It's like it's full blown coming in and you almost don't know how to defend yourself against that incoming energy that affects your thinking, it affects your ability to feel grounded and to stay on track in your own life. Let's draw some more Archangel Michael cards. These are from the Archangel Power Tarot, but these are just the Archangel Michael cards that we're using right now. 10 of Michael. Lovely. A situation has ended and you are finally free. New opportunities for happiness will now follow. Put the past behind you. There's real permission here to move beyond something. Real permission. This is coming to an end. There's stuff, I feel like there's stuff going on behind the scenes that I feel you guys have moved to high alert because of something. You really have been, and I think still are being affected by this. But what we're seeing, positive thoughts create positive results, energy healing work. I think you've done a lot of work and maybe you're needing to get centered. This is actually very positive. It's really saying, look, you don't need to be affected by this. Yes, look at this. You can be free. Make a courageous choice to change your situation. And this is about you choosing to do something. This reading is all about energy. Reading number 1. It's all about energy, and it's all about you choosing to kind of... It's not exactly to sever ties, and maybe for some of you there is a need to sever ties, but it's about detaching yourself from the situation in a way that enables you to keep your own energy clean. I feel like whatever has been going on, to some extent, I do think it's kind of getting sorted in the background. Maybe the person that you thought, or the people that you thought, I don't know, carried power or influence. I don't think they actually do. I think they perhaps have tried to carry power and influence over you. I don't actually think they do. I think something has shifted, but I think it's quite hard for you to... It's quite hard for you to not feel that it's still going on in the background. But I do actually see something has been sort of sorted. Believe and trust. I don't think whoever this person or group of people are or were, that they are still... I don't think they have the power that they used to have. Let's draw more cards. I feel that I'm probably going to draw from a different angel pack. This is an archangel pack. Let's draw these and see what we're shown. Life review. Archangel Jeremiah. Take inventory of your life and resolve to change or heal anything that is unbalanced. So anything within you that has felt divided. Yeah, it's now time to bring yourself to consciously, this is like taking charge of you and your life and your direction. You can be free, really choosing to put this down and no longer be sort of bound by the energy of it. We have 2 other cards coming out here. Nurture. Archangel Gabriel. As you nurture a child, you nurture your own inner child. Both activities are important for you now. Chakra clearing. Archangel Metatron. Call upon me to clear and open your chakras using sacred geometric shapes. This is very, very interesting, reading number 1. I feel like I'm being given a really clear affirmation that somebody who used to really wield a lot of power over you no longer can. And what I'm being shown is they actually, it's like they've been dethroned. That's what I want to say. You know, it's really interesting, isn't it? Dethroned. They used to take centre stage. They were very good at taking centre stage. They've been dethroned, but I think because, and people are seeing them for who they are. And in terms of their capacity to influence, I feel that phase is over, but you don't yet know it. Some part of you is still leaping to action with any kind of contact with this person on the basis that previously they really operated in a very, very toxic way around you. This reading is suggesting that that phase has changed. I don't know why it's changed. I sort of feel we don't even need to ask. It's almost as if I were to ask, I'd be buying into their energy again. And I'm feeling really clearly that that's not the thing to do. What I feel very strongly here is that we're literally being asked to support you. Archangel Michael is saying, look, this is time for you to now get refocused on yourself, your life, your pathway. There's so much energy left. If we think that we are all made of energy, that's what science tells us. If you look through a big enough microscope or a powerful enough microscope, we ultimately come down to the fact that everything is energy, resonating at different frequencies. This person or people operated at a really low vibrational resonance, and I think your connection with them meant that you absorbed far too much of that low resonance. It's really time to recognize this is actually over. I'm not saying that their resonance has risen, but actually what has happened is that they don't have the power to influence you, whereas I think they did have kind of almost like fingers in other people's pies is what I want to say. Yeah, literally, they had the power to influence. They actually had the power to divide. Actually, you're able to bring things back together. You held your own, and it is as if your guides, your angels, the archangels have worked behind the scenes. We're seeing a lot of stuff like this at this time of transition. Many people their actions are being brought to the surface so that imbalance can be addressed. It doesn't make it easy if you're on the end of that, but really we're seeing new horizons, new opportunities, you being protected, you being shielded, a situation ending, freeing yourself. Yeah, this is a very, very, very positive reading. Now I feel I wish to draw some more cards. It's quite interesting. I'm wondering about drawing on an animal, actually, to see. It's not an angel card, but I feel I want to draw an animal guide just to see what kind of energy is around you. What do we have here? The fox. Ah, this is very interesting. This is a very significant piece of information for this reading coming through here. It's interesting. Firstly, with the animal cards, I always feel they enable us to ground the message. You know, what is coming from above, the message from above, now needs to be grounded in a practical way in terms of how you operate. Foxes are very good at being able to camouflage themselves. They can sort of, if you've ever walked in a forest and you see a fox, they will disappear into the undergrowth really quickly. This is a card that speaks of being able to kind of not be in the firing line, actually, not being the center of vision, not being in the center of someone else's vision, not being their target. I think their target, if this person has, or people have almost targeted you with their negativity, I think their focus is now elsewhere. There is opportunity for you to kind of blend into the background, be an observer of what's going on rather than an active participant. I think many of you have already stood back, and I think this is a really effective strategy, and I really feel this is being validated here. step back, be an observer. If you still have to have contact with this person at all, this is saying, you know, move into the background, remain camouflaged. Don't share your world with them in any way, shape or form. I think their target has probably been shifted from you to elsewhere. Either way, this situation that's been going on has shifted away from you. And now it's time for you to focus on your own world, keep your energy clean, be an observer of them if you have to have any contact with them, but don't share yourself with them in any way, shape or form. May we have more information, please, for reading 1. I'm seeing both these cards. We will draw them. Lean on God for the angels. Lean on God for the angels. Lean on God and the angels for support and a sense of humour. Okay, what I'm drawing from these cards, reading number 1, is how absolutely, gosh, I just want to say how toxic this person, this people, this situation has been. It's been really, really hard. I think this is someone who operates on what I would call the divide and conquer rules. The kind of person who will say one thing to one person and one thing to another. It's very, very hard to let go of of grievances with someone like this, because they are just someone who navigates the world and causes a constant pathway of sort of destruction and difficulty for people. But what I'm seeing here, and it's very, very clear actually, whatever you have learned from the experience of knowing them, it's now time to literally, it's no longer any aspect of your life or your purpose to remain connected to the way that they operate. And they no longer have any power over you. Something has been sorted out behind the scenes. Maybe it's just that their focus is elsewhere, or people who are connected to you and your world have seen them for who they are. But this has shifted. It's now time for you to draw that line, cleanse yourself, let go of any connection to them, bring yourself back into balance, and actually move beyond. Literally, you can laugh about this. You know, it's actually very tragic when people live in this way, but any moments where you feel it's the residue or the impact of them, or any aspect of them, if they're still connected to any part of your world, if it pops up and you find yourself thinking, oh no, not again, or you're thinking about how to navigate a situation through the lens of having to work out how to organize things around their toxicity, you don't have to do that anymore. Lean on God and the angels for support. Lean on Archangel Michael. Ask for support and help to cleanse yourself, to enable you to step away from this. Observe it if you have to, but step away. There's a real sense of freedom and liberation here. Reading number 1, a real sense of that coming through. Wow. I actually feel like I want to draw one more card for you. I do feel the reading is very clear. I can really almost see the heaviness of this person. I want to voice, you know, we can feel quite genuinely furious with someone, but also quite sad for them, because I can't imagine what it must be like to walk in someone's shoes where they're constantly creating a world of toxicity. It's time for you to move away. Believe and trust you're being shielded. Focus on what you want and the outcome, and focus on your life and your world. Reading number 1. You know, carry white quartz if you can, if you have some. It really does help. And also a little piece of sweetgrass. I don't know for those of you that use any of the Native American herbs. Isn't that interesting? The candle has gone out. Now, I didn't realise at what point that did. I think when we started the reading it was lit. Maybe it's not. I'm actually going to just bring in another candle for you guys. Feels really important. This feels like it's really signifying an ending. Let me just light another candle. I have one here. There we go. It's really important for you to, put it here. It's like a lotus flower opening. Yeah, relighting your flame. I'm going to draw one more card. Now, these cards are not angel cards. I have a variety of cards around me. It's actually a tea leaf card. They're a massive pack. But I am actually, there's the card. Broken wishbone. Okay, yeah. They really broke something of you. They broke a promise. It may not have been a promise as such, but you know, like when the kind of situations that are coming to mind are to do with, it's a bit like if you have a parent who then treats you appallingly, you know, or is abusive in some way, shape or form. Their job was really to protect and look after you, but they didn't uphold it. They broke a wish. They broke what should have happened, something, the way that someone should be in a you know, even in a good enough world, got massively broken. It's also letting us know, though, of course, that they too were broken in some way. It's really heartbreaking when somebody who's broken then goes out and breaks others, rather than focusing on their own healing. For whatever reason, this person could never do that. They've walked a different pathway. They are honestly like a ball of destruction, constant destruction. That's what I'm seeing. Chaos and destruction. Toxicity is the right word. And it's heartbreaking, but they're never going to fix themselves. This is just a reality here. I'm also hearing this is not your fault, but on some level you've grown and learned. You've become a guiding light for more than one person because of these experiences. I'm heartbroken that they happened for you, but I do recognize, they really broke you in many, many ways, either let you down or just the level of stuff that the way that they operated. And there is a lot of divide and conquer in this person, pitting people against one another, that kind of toxicity. But you are now clear of this. You've reached that gateway. It's time for you to move on. Archangel Michael is really 100% giving you this message. It's time for you to move on. One day you'll laugh at this. In fact, you may even be able to laugh at it now. You're shielded. It's time for your entire focus to be rooted in your future, your energy, your balance, the world you want to create, the life review. They have no power over you. I'm going to say unless you give it to them, but I don't believe you will. I think it's a struggle, and I'm not saying that there won't be moments when you slide back into that slightly high alert zone. Gosh, I've got to have contact. They might be there. How will I navigate this? Are they doing things behind my back again? That stuff. It's very real. But actually, some of this is coming now because when we slide into that place, and I get it, I understand it, I've had similar experiences myself. You know, these are unique to us each, but they are very real. Has a massive impact. It's time to ask for support and put it down. The way will be shown to you. Something has shifted in their world, whatever it is, and we don't need to know what it is. That means they no longer have power over you, and it's now time to literally center yourself, keep your own energy clean, and move forwards with your whole emphasis being almost as if they are no longer there. They have no power over you. Any connection with them, you can remain camouflaged. You give nothing of yourself away. You simply move through life navigating on the basis of your own life purpose. And this is literally, I'm sort of seeing them diminish in there. There's no power over you anymore. Wow, reading number one. This feels like this massive turning point of healing for you in such an important way. Wow, 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 and more wow. I'm just sending you all the love in the world. If this is resonating with you and you'd like to get all of my readings as I post them, I post on Tuesdays, Fridays, and on Sunday. The Tuesday, Friday readings are pick a card readings, often answering specific questions like, can I trust this person? How will this situation work out? But I also do post a reading every single Sunday where we ask for weekly guidance from Spirit. What message does Spirit wish to give you right here, right now? And also, can we get the heads up for the coming week to help you to navigate anything that might be showing up in the week ahead? So do check those out. If you subscribe and press the little bell icon, everything should come into your stream. And thank you so much, all of you, for liking, sharing, subscribing. It really does help me to continue to put free stuff into the world. And thank you for your comments, and for those of you who give back through the super thanks. And I think lastly, just to say, thank you as well, all of you who are with me on Patreon. It's a different platform. It's where I put my all zodiac sign readings and also a tutorial every month. Super souls, I'm sending you all the love in the world. Tons of love to you. Reading number 1. This is, I feel like you have a very different future ahead of you now. This toxicity can be put down, which is fabulous. Tons of love. Reading number 2, welcome. So your main card, El Moria, awakening presence. The universe is with you. Wear a cloak of protection and love. We have Awaz, the rune of defense, and we have the fishbone. This collaboration is already telling us, reading number 2, that patience is needed at this moment in time. Patience, perseverance, and a need to see something. There's some more information for you to be seen. You need to see the truth of something, or the actuality of something, the reality of a situation. You haven't yet got all the information, I don't think, before you proceed in some way. Now, I have some beautiful crystal angels sitting just in front of me. And, oh, your first card from Archangel Michael. Positive thoughts create positive results. I'm feeling already that I'm wanting to draw on the energy of the cherry quartz angel, actually. So I'm going to bring this energy in first. Cherry quartz is an energy that enables us to overcome an obstacle. So that's the first angel. And the reason I say the first is because, quite curiously, I am sort of also drawn to a couple of the others, but I'm going to continue with the reading before I bring in any more of the crystals. Now, may we have information, please, Archangel Michael? May we call upon you to support reading number 2. Forgive yourself, you've done nothing wrong. Okay, I ask you that you help me to let go of self-blame and forgive myself. Please guide me in releasing any toxic anger or fear towards others. Thank you, Archangel Michael, for allowing me to feel centered and at peace. Feel like you're facing a decision of some sort and you're not quite sure. Yeah, you don't quite know which way to go. I also feel like you're pressuring yourself to make the decision. Like whether you should, it's that sort of, that song, should I stay or should I go? You know, da-da-da-da-da. It's that sort of, that's got the feel around it. And actually, Archangel Michael here and El Moria is, I will have to look up the actual name of the person that he was, but he was the spiritual embodiment of somebody who assisted, I think it was Kashmir, when there was the British colonialism was taking over. His energy, and he was a spiritual leader, and he was able to support the people in managing to kind of almost navigate invasion, I would actually venture to say. I would have to check that. Bear with me. Let me grab the book and see if I can find this and read a little bit more for you. So this is the Keepers of the Light Oracle. Okay. El Moya is a spiritual name that was given to protect, here we go, the identity of Ranbir Singh, a spiritually aware man born into a powerful family that ruled Kashmir, a region in the Indian subcontinent in the 19th century. It is said that he interceded both spiritually and physically to stop the British invasion of the region in 1845. The rune of defense, Awaz, does sometimes speak of boundaries being crossed over. This wise soul is now able to help us to remove any energy from our life that is not serving our connection to God. He's a wonderful guide to call on if we're unsure if something is real or not. This is what I was really picking up on. It also says spiritual protection is important at this time, but there's something you need to see to get to the bare bones of something before overcoming the obstacle. So you haven't done anything wrong. I mean, I think you may be giving yourself a hard time, almost feeling like you're procrastinating, when actually there's a massive difference between procrastinating when there's a clear decision to be made, or actually just taking your time, biding your time so that you can see clearly what all the options are with great clarity before then making a decision and moving yourself through and beyond an obstacle. Write about your thoughts and feelings. I feel that you might be giving yourself quite a hard time and putting yourself under pressure to do something or to make a choice. And your reading number 2 is saying you don't need to make a choice right now. It's almost like sort of stay put, have some patience, persevere, have some patience. The answer will come. Yeah, explore your options. Here we are. The prayer, dear God, thank you for your wisdom and love, helping me see, understand and assess all of my alternative options. Please guide me in the best direction for my health, happiness and life's purpose. Absolutely. It's not, I feel like you're putting yourself under pressure to achieve a choice or make a decision, and it's not the right time yet. More information will come to you. It may be that also people are stepping over your boundaries, or the situation that you're currently in, you might be feeling quite uncomfortable in it, and the discomfort is also part of what's placing you under pressure, or you're in a position where you feel under pressure to make a choice to change something because where you are doesn't feel good. But actually, take your time, patience, perseverance, try to stay put even if something is uncomfortable. Now these cards are from the Archangel Power Tarot pack, but I'm only using the Archangel Michael cards today. 8 of Michael, you can be free. Make a courageous choice to change your situation, but it also at the bottom says not seeing things clearly. So there is going to be a gateway. There is going to be an outcome here. Okay, we're seeing that. You will be liberated from your current discomfort, but you need to see more of your choices and options before you do so. It really is that difference between procrastination. Ace of Michael, a wonderful new idea. Don't allow bumps in the road to hinder your progress. Clear up communication problems with others. So what we're seeing here, reading number 2, there is going to be a very clear opening for you, a window of opportunity where you can liberate yourself from your current situation. I'm sort of seeing this position where you're giving yourself a hard time for not having the answer yet, and it's one of those circumstances where if you can let go of some of the challenge around it, that the pressure you're placing on yourself, and then just in a more relaxed fashion explore your options. Write about your feelings, vent your feelings, but in a way that allows you to vent in a manner that helps you to see where you're going. Queen of Michael, brilliant, self-reliant, insightful, humorous. You know exactly what to do, the benefit of experience. A time for your career rather than relationships. So this may well be a career choice that is around you at the moment. I'm going to move those cards so we've got room to draw some more. How interesting. I do feel this is most likely to be some kind of a work or a career choice for you. And I just think you're giving yourself a very hard time for not having the answers yet. And I understand that, because I think the situation you're in is feeling like you're, I wouldn't say you're stuck as such, but sort of stuck in discomfort and not knowing what to do. You will actually, we're going to see a very clear opening coming for you. You need to explore your choices first. Now I'm going to draw from an Archangel pack. This has Archangel Michael cards in it. It has other archangels too. Archangel Oracle, you know what to do. Trust your inner knowing and act upon it without delay. You will know what to do in no uncertain terms. Crystal clear intentions. Archangel Michael, be clear about what you desire and focus upon it with unwavering faith. Okay. So going back to procrastination and giving yourself a hard time, I think if you can slow down, I'm going to bring in two other angels, okay? Now these are the two angels that I was looking at. So this is Opalite, which helps us to develop our clear psychic and spiritual communication with the divine. Tiger Eye is an energy that offers protection, good luck to the wearer, and also if you, this has certainly been my experience anyway. I mean, I always encourage people to find how a crystal works with them personally. But if I don't have the answer to a problem, if I meditate with Tiger Eye, I actually find that solutions sort of tend to stream through quite easily. So I think that's why I was drawn to those as well. The cherry quartz helps us to overcome obstacles. So yes, I think you're in an uncomfortable situation. The answer actually will become very clear to you. The key here is about focusing not on, this is really interesting, the message coming through for you. The key here is not focusing on necessarily what's immediately available to you and the feeling of what you can't have, what's not around you. It's more about holding a slightly longer term vision. Be clear about what you ultimately desire. What is at the core of what you desire? I've been doing some additional training, not in tarot cards, but in a completely different modality to do with a project I'm working on. And it became very clear to me that if we see that sometimes there's a top layer of something. I ended up, in this training, seeing that the top layer of what is offered is not as important as the bottom layer. So it would be like, I don't know, if I went out and I decided to buy a product, for example, the top layer of it, there could be any number of options. What really matters is how I feel about it. It's a bit like if I went out and I was going to buy an insurance policy. The top layer is there's loads of insurance policies. What I'm really buying is peace of mind. Can you see there's a top layer that we're buying and a below layer that is the real bit. So insurance things are important. What you're really buying is peace of mind, or the security of something, that's knowing that somebody else can deliver a service for you. It's why it's really important to look at the small print kind of thing. It's that sort of top layer, bottom layer, and you're being asked here to look at the bottom layer. Archangel Michael is saying, look at the bottom layer. Look at what you're really wanting to succeed and to have for yourself. And that will then help you to explore the choices that are open to you. And once you've worked out the bottom layer of what you want, the different potential choices on the top layer will become apparent to you as to which one would align best with the bottom layer. I hope that's making some sense. I'm going to draw an animal guide. Now, though these aren't angel cards, may we please have an animal spirit guide for reading number 2. What are we shown for reading number 2? There's your card. We've got 2 that have come through. How interesting. And one is a blank card. This is fascinating. And also the prairie dog. Okay. Let me tell you first of all about in this particular pack there are blank cards, and the blank cards are here in the pack for you to either draw or with a collage add an animal. So if you have a spirit animal guide and it's not in the pack, you can create your own. The energy of the prairie dog, the message of the prairie dog is, and the 2 together is really saying to you, prairie dogs know when to retire, they know when to retreat, they know when to recoup. I think your energy has got quite low and you've been placing pressure increasingly on yourself because you're in a situation of discomfort. Actually, to evaluate and choose your options, to look at the bottom layer, there is a need to retreat, slow down and just simply remove the pressure from yourself. The reason I'm drawing spirit animal guides as well as the angel cards, the archangel cards, you know, the ascended, I say ascended masters, these are keepers of the light cards, are because we're drawing from above and we want to know how to make it real on the ground. And this is very clear. Really retreat, slow down, meditate. You can be free. You can know how to move forwards, and the choices are about what feels right for you and what will fulfill the base layer rather than the superficial layer of stuff. I'm actually going to draw, I'm going to draw a couple more cards, or a card at least. This is a tea leaf pack. Oh, and a couple of cards have come out. So let's just see what is. We're being shielded and keep your life in balance. Okay, so what I'm seeing here is, I think the uncomfortableness in the world around you, I think what's happening is it's throwing you out of balance so much that it's diminishing your energy and stopping you from being able to clearly see the choices that are available to you. And then you're giving yourself a hard time for not making a choice or a decision. There's no need to rush, persevere, have patience. The way will become very clear to you. And the key here is about removing yourself, almost detaching yourself from the uncomfortableness, not being bound up in it. Retreat, meditate, literally look after yourself, shield yourself from the actual discomfort so that you can get centered and balanced. And I actually think then write about your feelings, validate your feelings, but explore all the choices. This would be a great time to create a kind of spider diagram with the core things that you really want in a circle in the middle, which is that baseline, and that's about that peace of mind, that contentment, the happiness, the stuff that really makes you feel good, the feel good factor. And then draw lots of different other bits and then look at what the options you have are in terms of how they fulfill the different other bits, and come back in centrally to what you personally really need. I hope that's making some sense to you. Archangel Michael is really saying, look, you're going to know what you need to do. The way will become very clear. Part of the challenge at the moment is to stop you giving yourself such a hard time because of the discomfort, actually. I think we'll draw one more Archangel Michael card before we complete your reading number 2. Energy healing work. This again is such a validation of what these cards are saying. Keep yourself in balance, cleanse yourself, step away from the discomfort, cleanse yourself, and rather than going over and over the discomfort and then trying to find a solution or trying to work out what option to take. Remove yourself from the discomfort, even though it's still there, and I'm not saying it's not in any way, shape or form, but step away from it, remove yourself from the discomfort, and then from that place of recenteredness and balance, you know, literally create space, retreat, you'll be able to then explore your options and think about what the long-term outcome would be in terms of your ultimate desire. And this is about you and your quality of life. What do you really want, and what other choices there are. So I do think it's largely career-based. What choices need to be made in order to create the environment that ultimately you are wanting to generate for yourself. Reading number 2. These are very powerful readings. Thank you so much for joining me today. If this is resonating with you and you'd like to get all of my readings, I post a pick a card reading on Tuesdays, Fridays and on Sundays. Tuesday and Friday are usually answering specific questions, though today I was just so drawn to Archangel Michael readings. It was really powerful. On Sundays, I always post a reading every single week where we ask for a message from Spirit for you right here and right now, guidance from Spirit with information that you need to know, and also the heads up for the coming week so that you know if if there's anything that your spirit team want you to know about in terms of navigating the week ahead. They're lovely readings, and I post them very early here in the UK on a Sunday morning every week. So do subscribe and press the little bell icon if you would like to get all of my readings into your stream. I post shorts as well. And yeah, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for liking, sharing and subscribing. It really does help for me to continue to put free stuff into the world. And if you'd like to check out my all zodiac sign readings for every moon month, they are on Patreon. It's a different platform, but I will put a link in the information box below for anyone that is interested in those. Tons of love to you, reading number 2. And I'm sorry you're in an uncomfortable place, but we're being given really good information from Archangel Michael to assist you in moving this forwards and knowing what to do. Hey, reading number 3, you have the Rune of the Self, Manas. You have this key here with the skull as well, and the Holy Amethyst, Divine Alchemy. Move beyond current challenges, focus on what you desire. This feels like a time of major, I could say major change, but major potential is the word. I feel this reading is quite buzzy, actually. Each of these readings, I've really felt drawn to one of the crystal angels. I have a whole row of them sitting at the top of my desk. And I'm really feeling myself drawn to the rose quartz angel, actually, for you guys. Beautiful rose quartz. It's like it's loaded. You're sitting in a space of massive potential love, potential opportunity, potential transformation. It's like you're at the beginning of something. That's what I'm feeling here. Let's draw from the Archangel Michael cards and see what we are shown. May we have information, what messages you would like to bring forth for reading number 3. Innocence. Oh, yes. This really is a space of new beginnings for you. God is in charge. How interesting. Let's look at these 2 cards, reading number 3. Dear God and angels, thank you for helping me see that all of your qualities of pure love and light are reflected within me and all others. Help me embrace my God-given innocence so I may be at peace. God is in charge. Dear God, please help me let go of this situation, giving it in faith and trust to your divine wisdom and infinite love in order to resolve and heal everything and everyone involved. There's a lot of healing energy around you. I kind of feel like you're about to embark on a very new phase of life. Literally, where you re-find your hope, faith, trust, innocence. And by innocence, I would add, I don't mean naivety. I mean, innocence, your perspective on life, you know, a positive outlook. May we please have more information for reading number 3? Focus on divine and perfect health. Prayer will help this situation. Okay, so what is still going on around you? Reading number 3, because I'm seeing a new beginning. I'm seeing an opportunity here. So I'm going to put those down and draw from a different pack as well. Energy healing work. Do you know, I think this card has actually come out in every single reading. It probably shouldn't surprise us, given that, you know, these are Archangel Michael readings, and so Archangel Michael brings an incredible purity of energy to every reading. So I suppose perhaps we shouldn't be surprised that that's what we're seeing here. But it does feel very wow that this card has come through, this incredible cleansing coming through in every single one of the readings. I'm actually going to draw upon these. This is an Archangel Power Tarot pack, but I'm only going to use the Archangel Michael cards. May we please have information? Thank you. You have the 5 of Michael. This situation doesn't serve you. Release your attachment to the outcome. Consider taking a more uplifting approach. Yeah, I want to say for some of you, but I'm guessing perhaps for most of you, what we're seeing here is that I'm feeling such an incredible energy in terms of the potential for a new beginning. I feel like you need to unlock that possibility in some way, shape or form. 10 of Michael, a situation has ended and you're finally free. New opportunities for happiness will now follow. Put the past behind you. Yeah. You're either already at a new phase. I feel a lot of you are at that pivotal turning point. May we have more information for reading number 3? What's happening and what will be happening, more to the point? 9 of Michael, your worry is unnecessary. Focus your thoughts on the outcome you desire. Release feelings of regret, guilt or worry to your angels. Holy Amethyst is a card of healing. Move beyond your current challenges. Now, I want to say whether this is a mindset or an existing situation. Reading number 3, it's time for you to move beyond something. I do feel this is an absolutely crucial turning point for you. Here we are. I feel like there's another card in these cards to come through. May I please request another card? That is the one for you. 3 of Michael, release the past. You will grow from this situation. Time heals all wounds. Okay, so there's something still lingering here around you. I'm actually going to, before I draw some more Archangel cards, I'm going to draw an animal spirit guide. I've done so in the other readings. I always feel when we're seeking information from above, it's helpful to have an anchor point, and our animal brothers and sisters are very helpful with that energy, the whale energy we have here. Okay. I feel like you need to, let's say, sing your own song. Something around you is not serving you or hasn't served you. And you are absolutely at a turning point where I feel as if I think you are being invited to receive, literally to receive divine guidance, but in a very, very personal way. Whatever the situation this is speaking of, it's a time to return to a greater connection spiritually. Something's gone on around you that has detached you from the essence of your spiritual self. overcoming difficulties. Archangel Jeremiah, the worst is now behind you and you are surmounting any previous challenges. Leadership, Archangel Gabriel, loving this. It's time for you to assume your leadership power and position and lovingly guide others. Yeah. This is more than just a return to innocence. This is about you stepping up. Stepping up, stepping into your potential, teaching and learning. Keep an open mind and learn these new ideas, then teach these ideas to others. Whale energy, whale song. Whales follow the song lines of the earth. Whales hold, or they're said to hold, the memory of all of evolution. And I actually feel you've become embroiled in something that basically it's holding you back. Actually, it's holding you back, and you're being called to work in a different way. You're being called to live in a different way, and the timing is really right for you to do so. This reading actually feels like a calling. That's what I want to call it. You're being called to move beyond something, step away from something. Absolutely. Gifts from God, Archangel Sandalphon. Angels bring you gifts from your Creator. Open your arms to receive. I said earlier, I feel like you're becoming a channel for divine guidance. This feels like your calling, your pathway. Literally, this is a calling. This reading is calling to you. Archangel Michael is saying, look, there is something of service that you can bring forth to assist the world. Rise above the limitations of your current situation, because there is a calling here for you, an opportunity here for you to bring something forth. You may become an energy healing worker. You could become a counsellor, you could become a doctor, you could become a poet, a writer, you could become whatever that is. There's a calling. But the calling is actually for you to be a channel for information that comes through that will assist people. I feel some of you have maybe doubted not had the confidence, doubted your abilities. It's really clear. This is an invitation. It's a calling for you. You have something to offer. Archangel Michael is saying, could you please grow, step up, move away? Well, some of you may be in a difficult situation. Others may just be feeling bored, or, this isn't really working for me. There is something to move through and beyond here, to step up into. This is literally a calling. There's stuff coming through in your world that is right and valuable. Yeah, opportunities are waiting for you. Door. These are tea leaf cards, by the way. We have the kite. This says vacation. Isn't it interesting? What I first saw it as was vocation. We have younger man, dealings or relationships with a younger man. We have dark woman, dealings or relationship with a woman with dark complexion or hair. How interesting that we have a man and a woman here, and then we have a kite. Vacation. But what I'm seeing in these cards for you, the communication coming through from Archangel Michael. Now, it's a calling. It is literally that. You're being called to teach others, to bring something of value to others, to help other people. Whatever situation you're moving through and beyond, it probably gave you some significant learning curves that will enable you to then bring forth your calling. With the younger man and dark woman, I do feel there's both a masculine and a feminine energy around you. Now, for some of you, you may be getting in touch with the ancestors. The ancestors may be speaking with you. Some of you may be doing the kind of work that helps to process ancestral problems, genetic problems that are passed down. Everything in your reading is an invitation to follow some form of vocation or calling. And the timing is right for you. Let's draw just perhaps one more card from Archangel Michael to complete your reading. I really feel this is a really beautiful reading number 3. Whatever that calling is, however you bring forth those gifts, you are becoming a channel for the divine. The divine wishes to speak through you, whatever that is, whatever that calling, whatever that direction. Okay. Yeah, you need to detach from something that's going on around you. I think for some of you, there's been an embroiling in what I would call the everyday stuff of life. For some, it's really challenging. For others, it's just the everyday stuff, you know. Kind of almost want to say shit happens, but you know, actually you are worth way more than this. Don't get embroiled in the nitty gritty of things, because you're needed elsewhere. Your time, your energy, your attention. Yeah, your inner guidance is real and trustworthy. Messages are coming through to you, but I'm not sure whether you're always seeing them. You haven't yet got that confidence, that trust that you're being shown something. It's time to develop that perspective. This was the first, yeah, self-respect. Really important. It's time to develop your confidence, your self-respect, your self-worth. Yeah, positive thoughts create positive things. In a very real way, for some of you, there's a need to leave behind either an actual situation or a kind of a thinking pattern that is limiting your horizons. You know, when something happens, you know those kinds of circumstances where you think about someone, you haven't seen them for years, and then, you know, within 24 hours you bump into somebody, or you hear about them, or they pop up in your stream somewhere, and you think, oh wow, I only just thought of them, and yet they've surfaced. The reason they've surfaced is because they're going to be, you need some information, or they're coming back into your life. You have those abilities. You have that connection to that channel of information. It's time for you to start using it, whether this is primarily in a personal way to remove yourself from some of the nitty-gritty of stuff that is blocking your capacity to see, to hear, to have those visions and own them, and to build your confidence in them, or whether it is just literally thinking patterns, the blocks. So for some of you, it's stuff going on. Everything that you're being shown is real and trustworthy. It's time to move beyond. You are being called, literally. Yeah, admit the truth to yourself and act accordingly. You're being called. Yeah, look at this. I appreciate your support in helping me face my feelings with grace and acceptance, so I can be lovingly honest with myself and others. Thank you, Archangel Michael, for giving me courage and strength. You're being called. Yeah, write about your thoughts and your feelings. If you find you're still having a wobble and you're not certain about what your calling is, what your vocation is, write and journal, because it's going to become clear. Everything in your reading number 3, is about your spiritual pathway, your calling, your vocation, doorways opening for you, channels of information wanting to come through you, and the recognition that there's been some stuff going on around you, whether it's people, circumstances, or a mindset that is stopping you from being that channel. The divine wishes to communicate with you. There is a calling and a purpose literally waiting for you. This is a reading with such clear information coming through, inviting you to be able to literally listen and learn to trust what you're being shown. And whatever your circumstances, yeah, you can be guided literally in such a powerful way, because there is guidance and support around you. Wow, reading number 3, I'm greatly honoured. You might end up reading tarot cards, you might end up doing astrology, you could be a counsellor, a doctor, a lawyer who fights for people. Your calling is divinely guided, and opportunities are being shown to you. You might write books, whatever that calling is for you. You could organise retreats, vacations for people. Yeah, I feel ancestors are coming in, and people will give you clues and information as well. Reading number 3, I'm blown away. Absolutely blown away. I think you're going to be offered a series of keys that open doorways. If there's anything that's uncomfortable, trust your inner guidance and knowing, ask for guidance. You'll be shown it really, really easily. I just feel that you are literally going to become someone who heals situations, who helps and assists others. Yeah, this is a time where your calling is going to become apparent. And this reading, this Archangel Michael reading, thank you Archangel Michael for the messages, is so, so clear. You're going to be given door after door after door. If you don't walk through the first one, they'll just give you another one and another one and another one. You're being shown the way. And however this emerges in the realness of your life, yeah, this is a stepping into a very, very, very new phase of your world. And it's actually very, very exciting, rewarding, fulfilling. Those are the words that are coming through reading number 3. Oh, super souls, I'm sending you all the love in the world. Thank you so much for connecting here with our channel here, or my channel here. Well, but it's all of us, the Moon Magic family. Thank you for being somebody of a high spiritual, you're walking a spiritual pathway, you're walking that high level journey. Thank you for being here. It's an honor to be connected with you. If this is resonating and you'd like to get all of my readings coming into your stream, if they're helpful in assisting you on your pathway, if you subscribe and press the little bell icon, they should come into your stream. I post pick a card readings on Tuesdays and Fridays, and also on Sundays. Tuesdays and Fridays are kind of answering questions, or they're angel readings like this one, an Archangel Michael reading today. On Sundays, we are always asking your spirit team for a here and now immediate message. What do you need to hear right here and right now? And can we be given the heads up to assist you in navigating the week ahead? I do these readings very early on a Sunday morning, without fail. So do check the readings out, and I do post some shorts along the week, in the week as well. Reading number 3, it's an honor to be connected with you. Thank you for being here, and thank you all for liking, sharing, subscribing. It really does help me to continue to put tons of free stuff into the world. And lastly, if you would like to check in with my all zodiac sign readings, I do them with the moon month. They are on a different platform. They're on Patreon. I'll put the link in the information box and the comments for phone users as well. Tons of love and huge respect to you. Thank you. It's really an honor to connect with you guys.